G'day, Ryan Phelan with Burning Questions this week. It's got an Inter-Dominion flavour, and what a lineup of guests we have. Obviously, a man with two hands on the Inter-Dominion trophy this year, you would have to say, in Greg Sugars, with, of course, two chances, Just Believe, and also Better Eclipse. And Andy Gath, he knows how to win in Inter-Dominion. He won one with Tornado Valley, and probably unlucky not to win three, I reckon you would say, Andy. Good evening, or good morning, I should say, to you.
Yeah, no, I'm fortunate enough that I've won one. So, hopefully down the track I can win another one. But, yeah, Greg holds a few aces this week, and hopefully, he can bring a couple of victories home for Victoria.
Greg, good morning to you. And I heard an interview with John Justice. He said he was obviously having such a great run with Shaker Maker and the likes in 2000, and it started to feel a little bit easy around that time. He said, but it's not until you realise years later when you reflect how hard it is, not just to win them, but to get in them. And here you are going for three in a row as a driver with the Trotters series. It's quite extraordinary. Good morning.
Yeah, thanks, Ryan. John's spot on there. It's although, things are probably looking from the outside in, seem to be ticking along quite easily, and, it's sort of going to plan. It's still, there's a lot of time here where things can go wrong, and obviously the series is pretty tough, having 3 runs in a week just to try and qualify for the final. So, you still got to make sure you're on your game and you're doing the best by your horse.
Andy, you're a gun when it comes to stats. Do you remember the last driver to win both the Trotters and the Pacers series in the same year?
No, I don't actually. You caught me a little bit unawares. I'm not sure.
Yeah. 1975, John Langdon. So that's the history you've got to break this year, Greg, and you've got 2 great chances to do it.
It'd be something special if that can happen. But it'd be it's no easy feat, that's for sure. So either way, if I can just get one of them home, that'll be satisfying enough.
All right, well, let's get into Burning Questions this week. And, of course, our sponsors, we need to thank them. Pride's Easy Feed, they stand as a proud supporter of the harness racing industry with their set recipes and quality ingredients to give the trainer confidence in what they're feeding. So make the switch to Pride's and start getting the results you've been chasing. Well, being a Harness Racing Victoria program, we should start in Victoria. And the first topic is relating to Melton on Friday night, where the feature is the Castlemaine Pace. So the question is, question 1, 3 two-pronged attacks. Is it Douglas, Sanderson, or Gath? Greg, have you had a chance to have a look at the field, and what's your thoughts on that particular race?
Yeah, I had a good look through it. It's pretty even quality field, I think, and hopefully you've missed the winner there with those 3 stables. I'm hoping Triple Eight can get the job done for our stable. He's racing in terrific form, but having 3 stables represented with the dual runners can make tactics a little bit interesting sometimes. But there's a lot of informed horses here that are racing quite well. Ultimate Binny's probably racing quite well and dropped back in grade from its recent cup efforts, and it's probably drawn well to put itself right in the hunt. So not exactly sure how the race is going to unfold, but we're very happy with where Triple Eight has how he's been performing his last couple. So hopefully those stablemates press forward, and it's a nice genuine tempo, and like I say, hopefully we can get over the top with the old fella.
Yeah, it looks one of the most suitable races you've been in for a while too, Triple Eight. Andy, your thoughts on your chances?
Yeah, obviously, it's a lot of speed early. I haven't drawn that great Terry 5 and pulled out a leg 6. Generally, as a rule, when pulled out a leg sort of draws 5 and beyond, he sort of goes back at the start, so he'll go back. But Terry will go forward, and Kate will probably chance her arm a little bit early and to see how quick he can come out. Triple Eight's been going really good, and he's knocking on the door. So it's a pretty even race. It's all going to be tempo related. So, my two have both got really good hopes. It just depends how the race sort of unfolds. But there's at least 4 or 5 really good winning hopes in the race. So, I'd probably just lean towards Terry a little bit. I think he'd be better for that run last week, and he's a chance of getting a forward position.
Okay, well, good luck to both of you in that race. Now, Sulky App, they're combining the power of results and horse sectionals with Sulky App, so you have the access to gate speed, swooper, ability, and behaviour rating. So you can never miss a trainer, driver, or gear change again. Sulky App, it's certainly a form guide revolution. So sign up at sulky.app. Well, let's turn our attention to the ID23 series, which has been terrific so far. Let's start with the paces. So the question, and I'll start with you, Andy, here, the ID23 Pacers, is the winner the leader or is it the Chasers?
I'm going to go against the Greenhand. I'm going to say the Chasers. I think there's a lot of speed early. They all want to get a forward position. They all want to try and get on the fence. And I think there's a couple of horses off the back row, and especially Greg's horse, Better Eclipse, that's been terrific throughout the series. If they go really hard, he brings him straight into the race. Even Spirit of St. Louis got a good trailing draw. So, I think it's going to be a brutal first 400 or 500 metres of that race, and everyone trying to be up on speed. So, I'm with the back row. So, hopefully, I get it right, but you never know. It's a very hard race to map, and some horses are going to have to find a bit more gate speed than what they generally do to hold their position.
And Greg, you'd be hoping that Andy's right. Have you had a look at this race tactically and how you think it may pan out for you in Better Eclipse?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, Andy's more often right than wrong, so hopefully this is no exception for him. The only concern I have that I've been in so many of these sorts of races where sometimes on paper it looks like it's really set up for a massive speed burn early, and sort of everyone sort of is of the opinion that there's going to be too much speed, and then it sometimes doesn't eventuate. But it is an Inter-Dominion, and I think the tactics, probably the two main guns, obviously, is Swayze and Leap to Fame, the two horses everyone's talking about. And I think, Grant really has to, push the button early and try and get an advantage over Swayze, since he didn't get that in the barrier draw. So if there is speed, it certainly brings in a few of the swoopers. Narano's going to get a great trip, even if he ends up 3 fence. I can't see, a scenario where he's not going to get a good trip into the race. Spirit of St. Louis, I think, even though he hasn't been winning of late, I think his runs have probably been far better than what a lot of people give them credit for. And he's also a chance of getting a gun run as well as My Bloke, and probably even Speak the Truth. Was a very good winner from the front, but if there is a real genuine tempo up front, I think there's quite a few winning chances. I think the race is far more open than what a lot of people first thought coming into the series.
And Andy, it probably sets up a little bit like the Blacks Are Fake, doesn't it? Where Cam Hart's most likely going to be on the top end with Swayze and probably running that last mile at about 1:53. So maybe the gaps might open over the last sort of 600 metres.
Yeah, obviously, and again, to qualify into Minion final, you don't fluke it. There's 3 heats, so every horse that's got it through is in really good form. So it's more than a 2-horse race in my opinion. There's no doubt the 2 brothers are the best 2 horses in it, but they could cut each other, and they're going to be very tactically what they do. And we know if Swayze does find the lead, he'll drive to beat Leap to Fame, so it does bring the others into it.
Well, Logical Staffing Solutions provides labour hire and recruitment services to the transport, warehousing, automotive and manufacturing industries. The logical solution for your staffing needs is Logical Staffing Solutions. Thank you very much for their support. Now we turn our attention to the ID23 Trotters final. And the question is Harry just a freak, or can the other Vics end the streak? Andy, I'll start with you.
Yeah, obviously, I think he's going to be the first horse or first trotter to go back-to-back undefeated throughout the series if he can win again. As I said last week, he's got no Achilles heels. He's gone through the series terrific. There's no doubt how good he is. He can overcome anything. He's got gate speed. I think Greg will just be happy to get the job done and be relieved that, he's got another Inter-Dominion under his belt. They can all get beat and get a flat tyre out the gate. Things can go wrong, we know that, but all being equal, he'll just be too good for him.
And Greg, a lot of people are just saying, Just Believe just leads and wins. You're feeling that pressure. Your thoughts on the race?
Yeah, look, wrapped with what the horse has done up until this point in time, obviously, and pretty fortunate in the barrier draw. It certainly looks, on paper at least, an easier assignment than what he had this time last year when he drew outside the back. But he's just a wonderful horse. He's in fantastic order. We can't fault what he's done, and he's just continued to build throughout this series, which was always the plan. So we're going into it extremely confident in the horse's ability, and the long trip, he just thrives on it. One thing about him is that even in the time we've had him, even in the few starts where he has been beaten, including Sweden, the races over there, he's never not hit the line. He's always been finishing strong. So, I think he's certainly the one to beat. And very, very, very excited. Looking forward to Saturday night.
Are you pushing the button and trying to take the lead off in the faster metro?
Yeah, absolutely. No, we'll just obviously control the tempo earlier the best we can, and keep the advantage on our main rivals. And we'll be looking to find the front. And
he's gone to another level, hasn't he, Greg? And I've certainly heard a lot of interesting observations, most notably those from Chris Lang when he travelled overseas with his particular trotter on that occasion, and said that when he came back here, he was a different horse. But one thought I did hear about why these horses seem to go to another level is just because the amount of time you're spending with them individually. Just your thought on that.
Yeah, there's probably an element of that that's probably very accurate. I think that time in Sweden, like, I got to know the horse even better than what I knew him previously. So, he's a horse that really loves attention and loves being fussed over. And so even being up here now, you spend a lot of time one-on-one with him, and you sort of really get to know them inside and out. And I think he really thrives on that. So there's no doubt I think he is a better horse than what he was before that trip. So hopefully we see that on Saturday.
Now, the fourth topic, obviously, the Inter-Dominion Series is taking everyone's focus. And the question that I'm sort of asking here is, how can we make it better? When is the right time of the year? How do we include all the states in New Zealand to improve the prize money? So the question is, ID23 proves it still has the groove, but how can the series improve? Rotation or the right location? Andy, we'll start with you.
Yeah, obviously the biggest issue is the prize money, but you just don't find money. Somehow you've got to generate that type of money to sort of fund this race. But I think if we can get the prize money up, then I think everyone goes. Obviously, $500,000. It's not to be sneezed at, but we do know there are bigger races in Australia currently than the Inter-Dominion, and it should be our biggest, money race in my opinion. I like the rotation. I like it to go around to all the different states and sort of brings trotting back to those states, and you're still relevant to those states. In some of the struggling states, it does help again if the Inter-Dominion's there. How you fund it, I don't know. Whether it's been discussion. You take $100 off every race in Australia. So it's a tricky one trying to fund it, but maybe Kevin Seymour can fund it. Maybe someone can be his legacy when he goes, that he can leave money that's invested that can fund the Inter-Dominion going forward. I don't really know, but I think if you can get the stake money up, it will help a lot. I think everyone will come, and I think probably end of March, early April, the last big race of the season is where it should sit, in my opinion.
Okay, Greg?
Yeah, totally agree with Andy. I think the prize money is the main thing that has to be lifted to sort of make it the top of the tree race that everyone wants to be involved in. And not only is it, then people will make the effort to make sure their preparation is revolving around the Inter-Dominion because they'll want to be there. At the moment as it stands, it's probably not enough of a carrot to get people to sort of travel and give up, potentially running in other races. There's so many big money races throughout the season right across Australia and New Zealand. So, the timing it's always hard to find a perfect time for it. Whether it's too close or too far away from other feature races you want to look at. But for my eyes, it's the number one race in Australia. And so, if there's some way we could find a system to lift that prize money to make it that more attractive to everyone, that the best horses just have to be involved. That'll go a long way to really revamping the Inter-Dominion.
And Greg, I know you probably won't be thinking too far beyond the Inter-Dominion with Just Believe, Harry, but obviously there's a great Southern Star he'll be targeting. Comments from Anders Malmrud from Solvala this week. He wants Harry to come back. They love him over there in Sweden. They'll be watching him when they're sipping their morning coffee this week. But obviously there's a big, rich race in New Zealand as well. Have you had a thought beyond the Inter-Dominion?
Oh, not really. Well, we've had, considerations. There's a lot of good money races in New Zealand, around the same time that you'd be looking to make that trip back to Sweden. And it was such a costly exercise for us, although it was invaluable the experience for us, and what it's done for the Australian racing here, and really capturing the European public that are so interested in our product now and our horse. That was fantastic, but financially was a fail for our connections. And there's a potential to stay home and stay closer to home and travel to New Zealand. And it's probably a much more lucrative financial option for us. So we haven't made any firm plans, of course, at this stage. The Inter-Dominion was obviously right at the forefront of our minds, and we just want to get through that and getting back to Melbourne and obviously the Great Southern Star. But yeah, probably early in the new year, we're going to sit down and discuss exactly where everyone wants to go.
Well, the pressure's on us three this week, guys, because last week we had a clean sweep. Everyone's best bet won. So I think Tim O'Connor took the week off this week because he had such a fill-up. He went on holidays. So we've got to get our best bet. So I'm going to kick us off. I'll go in the Constellation at Albion Park on Saturday night. That's race number 4. I'm going to go for Can't Find a Better Man for Luke McCarthy. I think he's been terrific throughout this series, and Barrier 2 looks the one to beat. He's about $1.70, $1.80 at the moment. Greg, any surprises who you might be tipping as your best?
No, I haven't had a real in-depth look at the programs for other races, of course. Just really focusing on my two boys. So there's no value there, but I'm just sticking with Just Believe.
Well, we put them in a multi. It all works out pretty well. And Andy, your best for the weekend. I know you've got a couple of really good chances.
Yeah, I'll probably go with one of mine again. I'll go with Cora Valley Star. He was pretty good last week, and he's got really good gate speed, so I think he can find the top over the short distance, and pretty confident he'll get the job done.
Well, Andy, good luck with a busy weekend. And you don't have any FOMO not being at the Inter-Dominion?
Oh, no, I'd love to be there. Again, it's a great series, and as we said, I love the 3 heats into a final. I love to be part of it every time I am, so hopefully next year I'm part of it again.
And Greg going for a winner either side, the Pacers and the Trotters, potentially the first driver to do that since John Langdon in 1975, going for 3 in a row as a driver in the Trotters series, and hopefully, most importantly, back-to-back in the Inter-Dominion with Just Believe and Harry. Good luck, Greg.
Thank you very much. No, really looking forward to it.